Hey, welcome back to Thoughts, your weekly design and creative podcast. We're on episode 4. Tom, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. So the last recording that we're going to do in our little bulk session here, wave 1, as we were talking.
Boss wave.
Boss wave. So we're getting near to the end. What would your most iconic video game boss fight be? Like off the top of your head, don't think about it.
I have to think about it.
Thinking about it.
I think would Pokemon? Can I count a Pokemon boss battle?
Like Elite Four like type stuff?
No, we're talking Red in Soul Silver, fighting Red on top of Mount Silver.
I'm gonna upset the fans. That's one of the only ones I haven't played.
I
haven't played Black and White because Generation 5 is trash and I won't play it.
All right.
So that's gonna really throw people off.
Yeah,
Generation 3 is my favorite because that's what I grew up with.
That's a good one. I played that in like 8th grade and I loved it.
Yeah.
But Soul Silver is my personal favorite.
Yeah.
The remake for Silver. I love the sprites. I love the art style in that. It's so nice. Yeah. And I remember getting to Red on top of I think it's Mount Silver. And
probably.
I was like, because I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't look up anything for the game when I was playing it. I didn't know he was up there, and I was just like, oh my god.
You didn't know he was chilling up at
yeah, he's just like, let's fucking fight. And it was pretty crazy. I didn't see it coming, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Anyway, so talking about old Pokemon games, talking about stuff from our childhood, today's episode is going to be about influential electronic products of our childhood. And it might lead to some interesting stories, I think.
That was a great way to segue right into today's subject.
Michael, king of segways. I ride segways.
He does not.
I've actually never ridden a Segway.
They're fun.
Yeah, didn't the guy who made Segway die on a Segway?
Did he really?
I think he drove a Segway off a cliff, like unintentionally.
What a way to go.
Do you think that God... I forget it.
What?
Do you think that God stays in heaven because he too fears what he has created?
Segways?
Steve Buscemi, Spy Kids 2. That's an actual quote. I'm not kidding.
That's funny.
We used to say that. In my freshman year of industrial design.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Anyway, I don't know. Like, when you think back to like old technology, I mean, obviously, like for me, I think of the PlayStation 2, which is my first home console. I think of my first cell phone, which was just I don't think it was a Razr, but I mean, I had a flip phone.
I think my mom had a flip phone. I was 13.
I got my flip phone.
We were talking, I think maybe last episode, that I didn't have...
Getting things early, I think.
Yeah.
Because you're the younger child.
I am the younger child. I didn't have a phone until I was like 15 or 16.
Yeah.
Which a lot of kids these days don't have that experience.
I've seen literal second graders that are like, yeah, I got the iPhone 10.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you talking about?
You don't need that.
You don't even know how to read.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know how to read very well when I was in second grade, but maybe some second graders could really throw me out of it. Definitely 100% good.
Yeah, I think I'll probably, like, if I ever have kids sometime in the future, I'm probably going to raise them the same way. Like, they're not going to have a phone when they're in second grade.
Well, discipline, right?
Yeah.
I think they need a means of communication, and maybe in today's age, but like, I think the real thing comes into play with like social media.
Yeah. I
didn't have Facebook until 2011, so that was when I was in 9th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I had Instagram at that time, and I don't think I had Twitter at that time either. My only like means of online in 9th grade.
Yeah, I can't remember.
15.
Okay,
it was 15. Because I was a little older. Like because I have summer birthday, so I could have been the oldest or the youngest in my grade, and my parents chose me to be the oldest, which is a great decision.
Yeah.
Especially with my type of learning disability and stuff, that like being older and having that extra year of kind of maturity, it really helped.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe that's why I have like a very vivid memory. Like I have really good memories of my childhood. Maybe that means I had a good childhood, but like
I would hope so.
I would always get mad, Tom, when I would see people. You talk about kids with cell phones and stuff in like second grade.
Yeah.
And like, I never necessarily even had that. Like, I remember getting my red. I think it's right over here. My red Game Boy Advance SP. and it still works great to this day, as do all my video games.
That's impressive. That's an old boy.
Yeah, and I take care of my things because if I broke that, I wasn't getting a new one.
Yeah.
And you see so many people today with like, I've never shattered a phone screen.
Neither have I.
Yeah. You got to take care of your things. You can't take things for granted. Like, especially...
This shit costs money.
Yeah.
An iPhone?
Tom's holding up... What phone do you have?
I believe it's an 8 Plus.
Okay. I have a Pixel 1. I'm a hardcore Android fan.
Shit's expensive.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pay for a new phone. I can't afford a new phone.
Especially... And it's like, I know how hard my parents work for stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not, like... First off, definitely wasn't going to get a new one. The only time I did break a phone, I broke my first phone, and it was really dumb. I left it in my pocket, and it went through the washer.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Guess what? Spoiler alert, it didn't work anymore.
It did not survive.
No, it really did not.
It was the dry cycle. That tumble.
Probably. I don't know. You know what's weird though? I've had other things go through the wash, and I've had headphones go through the wash, totally fine. I've had flash drives go through the wash, totally fine.
Oh, I've put a flash drive through the wash, and it died, and I had a lot of stuff on there I did not want to lose.
Well, I think it's like you just gotta let it dry. You have to let it dry out.
Yeah,
and then
before you try it.
Plug that boy back in as long as it goes beep 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 and it lights up. It doesn't make an audio noise, but
have you? Okay, on a completely random subject that has nothing to do.
Let's do it.
Okay, have you ever left a pen in your pocket and put it through the wash?
I have not.
That shit ruins clothing. It will explode.
I had a friend in college who would do that all the time, and he had like nice clothes.
Yeah.
I mean, he was getting them like thrift store stuff, but like they were nice.
Yeah, but like that shit's guaranteed to explode.
100%.
Don't do it, guys. Don't forget stuff in your pockets.
No, you know what's almost as worse as a pen?
What?
You leave like a paper card or a tissue. You ever done that?
It turns into like a hard ball of crap, right?
For me, I think it's specifically when I would leave like business cards or something.
Right.
Like you go to a bunch of design events, at least what I was doing in Philly. Or you leave one of your own crappy business cards in your pocket. And you're like me and you wear your Dickies every day.
Yeah.
You wear your black 30 by 30 Dickies. That'll give you an idea of how tall I am. And you leave it in your pocket. Or you leave it in your fifth pocket where you put your notebook and Muji pen.
Right.
Muji, please sponsor us.
They're not gonna.
Please. Yeah.
Don't. Okay.
It
moral of today. Don't leave in your pockets.
Yeah, when you wash your clothes, check your pockets.
Yeah, it's important.
I will 100% guarantee you will be better off.
You ever leave candy or gum in your pocket and put that through the wash?
Oh, yeah.
That'll ruin a pocket.
I wasn't really a big... Like, I didn't chew a lot of gum as a kid.
I did.
I'm not even a huge candy guy or sweets guy. I like my sour candy.
Yeah, I know you do.
But, like, I like ice cream and, like, those kind of
sweets.
Especially blue
blue
Yeah.
There's an Asian market that I think we talked about once
we
before.
have talked about the Asian market.
Really great place. They have a lot of interesting things there. And one of the interesting things there is the ice cream section. And they have, what is it, ramune flavor?
Yeah, it's a ramune flavor, I think.
It's
like, it kind of tastes like Calpico, but not. You had Calpico when we went to
it's
Terakawa
like
in Chinatown,
in
Philly.
It's what is it, like a milk beverage?
Yeah, it's a little milky. It might not be real milk. It might be.
I think it's dried milk.
Yeah.
But yeah, this stuff is like, it's like a milkshake, but it's weird. We call it blue because it comes in a blue package.
Yeah, it's so weird. Think of those like little ice packs. Okay, let me paint you a picture. You're at the pool, right? You're at your friend's pool. If you live in the suburbs, you get those like dollar store ice pop things. They kind of look like Go-Gurt, but they're not.
Yeah, they're
in plastic.
Yeah.
And you would put them in your mouth, and when you pull it out, you cut the sides of your mouth up, and you look like the Joker.
Everyone's been there.
Oh my god, worst ever, actually.
But so delicious.
Yeah, I actually have a bunch in the fridge right now.
Brother.
After this episode, we're gonna eat some of those.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. The packaging is like a weird like plastic bottle.
Yeah.
That you're like, there's no way this is ever gonna come out. And then it just like, it's weird. It's the weirdest.
You gotta wait for it to melt, and then it's like you're honestly just eating ice, and then all the flavors at the bottom in a liquid.
Yeah, but it's delicious. Blue.
No, and I especially
sponsor us, Blue.
We shouldn't figure out the name and not just call their product blue. But you know what? To us,
It's blue.
I don't know.
Back to.
No.
No?
It's perfect because we're still talking about things in our childhood.
I guess so. Yeah.
You know what? I was having fun with that. Did you have like a friend that had a pool back when you were a kid?
Yeah, I did. I won't say his name, but we were very good friends. For like, I moved in second grade, I believe, from my like childhood home where I grew up. From when I was born to second grade, I moved to a new area, which was kind of out in the boonies, which is kind of where I am
already
now.
where you live.
Yeah. And this kid at the time, really was very friendly, and we just got along. He had Legos in his desk. That was it. He had Legos in his desk, and I was sitting next to him, and I'm like, "Yo, you got some fucking Legos there?" And he's like, "Yeah, dude."
But you're like at school, and he has Legos in his desk.
Yeah. And
That's
he like hands me a handful, and he's like, "Get building, boy." And we just like build Legos, like in our recess period. And he invited me over, and he had like this huge. You ever have that rich friend?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I guess he was that rich friend for me. He had this huge, beautiful house. I was gonna say his dad's profession, but I won't because that would. I don't want to out my friend. If you're listening, you might know who you are, and we haven't talked in a while. You're pretty cool. Miss you, dude.
So vague.
I know. He might know. If he listened, he would know.
Maybe, yeah.
The Legos would give it away. Anyway, he had this big pool in the back, and he would always invite me over during the summer, and we'd have so much fun. That's also where I first played video games, actually, was at his house. He had an Xbox 360, and we played...
Trash.
Boy, I grew up on Halo with him.
Okay. Like, that's so weird to me, though, because, like, was that... Your first video game was on a 360?
Not my personal first
You're
video game.
a little baby boy, and what is literally the first video game thing you ever saw?
I ever saw or I ever played?
I'm gonna say mine is Pac-Man or Galaga, because my dad would play those at the arcade.
See, my parents, they're not big on games. At the time when I was...
Mine isn't either, but like...
When I was a kid, my dad was like, if you play games, your brains will melt out of your ears. And I remember him saying that, and I was like, I'm not going to play games.
No.
But yeah, I don't think Xbox was my first... You know what? No, it wasn't. I had a Nintendo 64 that my uncle gave me.
Okay. Great console.
He didn't give me that until after I played at my friend's house. So I guess technically Xbox was the first one I played. But he gave me the N64, and I played... I can't remember the Smash on 64.
I think it's just called Smash Bros.
Okay, yeah, I played the crap out of that by myself, just against the computer.
Wait, it's called Super Smash Brothers. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and that was a great time. That was my first console. And okay, I gotta look something up because I'm trying to think of. I had an Xbox, like the original Xbox.
Yeah.
That my uncle also gave me.
A brick. It's called a doorstop now at any video game store you go to.
Yeah, it was something else, but there was a game on it.
A truly innovative console too. No, it was.
At the time.
No, I mean it was like the first console to really do online.
Yeah, at the time it was pretty crazy, but now looking back today, it's like, yeah, that's a brick.
Yeah, I mean, again, I didn't grow up with the Xbox while Tom looks something up, but I've never owned an Xbox. I think the only time I was really like, wow, I should probably get this was when Insomniac made what's that game they made for the Xbox One? Sunset Overdrive.
Yes.
When it came out like 2013 or 14. And I was like, wow, I really need to play that because Insomniac's my favorite developer.
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank, Resistance, Song of the Deep they made. They made that new Spider-Man game that's fantastic. You should play. I'll lend it to you. You'll never touch your PS4.
I do have a PS. I'm gonna hook it up like next week to play EDF.
Yeah.
Earth Defense Force 4.1.
We should record something on there.
On PS4?
Yeah.
I'd be down to play some games, talk.
Yeah, I don't know.
We always have a good time doing that.
Or even if we do it from like a design standpoint where one of us walks the other through.
Yeah, that could work.
And like, this is my favorite part.
Yeah.
Like, you've never played Persona 5, right?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I would love to just watch you play Persona 5 for a couple minutes.
I think we should definitely do that.
Yeah, we 100% do that. Because it's easy to record on that stuff.
Yeah. The thing I was looking up was on that original Xbox. I had this game that my uncle gave me called it was Battle Engine Aquila, and
so cool.
It was awesome.
Oh my god!
I was thinking about it the other day, and I'm like, what was that game? And I was looking up all sorts of like mech kind of games from that era.
Yeah.
And I finally found it, and I watched some gameplay of it, and I just so nostalgic just watching it. It was just like, for anyone, I doubt anyone knows this game.
Dude, you'd be surprised.
For anyone who remembers, it was this blue like 4-legged walker mech thing that you controlled, and it had like charge cannons and machine guns, and you were like shooting tanks and stuff.
Was it like a World War III game?
No, I don't think so. It was set in some kind of future.
Okay.
And this walker, like, you could land and walk around, and it could also fly, and it was just like
so cool.
It was really cool. It was really cool. And I just found it the other day, and I was kind of reminiscing about it.
You know, that's funny. I was reminiscing about some Game Boy games the other day. The first video game I ever owned was Frogger.
Oh boy.
It wasn't like regular arcade Frogger. It was like this adventure. I think it's called like Frogger's Adventure or something. And it was on Game Boy. It's from 2001.
I think you told me about it.
That, to me, like when I hear that music,
yeah,
it's like I'm driving to our old cabin in the Adirondacks, and my parents are yelling at me, but like, boy, I have to keep the volume up because I want to hear Frogger ribbit and jump. I love frogs. That's another anecdote.
That's really funny. It's funny how a game like that can really take you back to a time in your life.
Oh my god! And then I was playing Spyro Season of Ice, which is a Game Boy game as well.
Okay.
I love Crash and Spyro. Like, that's, talk about nostalgia. For me, like, those are my, I mean, I had like, actually my first Nintendo console was a Wii. I didn't have 64.
You didn't have like a DS or anything?
No, I did, but I had a Wii before I had a DS. And I had my Game Boy.
Okay.
My first console, including home and handheld, was a white Game Boy Advance, the regular one.
Yeah.
And I had Frogger on it. I don't think I got Pokemon Ruby until I had an SP.
Okay. Was that like, what did you think of Pokemon like when you first played it?
Well, I loved Pokemon before I played Pokemon.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to read until late. Like, I really struggled with learning to read and stuff. I also didn't know you could save back then.
I didn't know that either.
Well, I think specifically that's a thing that newer generations of video game players will never know.
Yeah.
Because when I had my PS2, which is my first home console, and then back then my parents didn't buy me any, so I probably got it in 2003. I'm gonna say is when I got my PS2, maybe 2002.
Okay.
But back then, my parents didn't know like that you needed a memory card or anything.
Right.
And they would only buy me PlayStation 1 games because PS2 games are too expensive. So I was playing on a PS2, but I was playing PS1 games.
PS1 games, yeah.
Like Crash Warped, Spyro 3, all the Spyros. I would rent them from Blockbuster and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you remember Blockbuster?
I do remember Blockbuster. It's funny. I think I'm like the last generation who remembers Blockbuster.
Yeah.
I'm a 99 boy. 1999 I was born.
I thought you were born in 2000.
No, 1999.
Oh, okay. Wow, you learned things.
Yeah. I feel like it would be weird if, I don't know, something about being born after 1999 seems weird to me.
Oh,
you know
100%.
I mean? Yeah.
I mean, I'm 96 and
I was an infant at the time, and I'm still like, kids are born after 1999. It's weird.
Yeah, you're talking to someone who's like 6 months younger than you. You're like, yo, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, get older.
It's weird. It shouldn't be, but it is.
No, it really shouldn't be. You were talking about
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Blockbuster.
I was talking about Blockbuster.
I have some really great memories of going to Blockbuster with my mom when I was a kid, and we would go, and that's where I first saw I saw Alien on have you ever seen Alien?
No.
This boy.
My voice cracked.
Yeah, this boy hasn't seen Alien.
No, name a famous movie. I haven't seen it. I guarantee.
I Star Wars.
Okay, that's really
fucking
embarrassing.
got him.
I've seen episode 4. I've seen episode 5. And I've seen episode 3. And most of episode 1. And then I've seen 7 and 8. No, I haven't seen 6.
What the hell?
I mean, apparently I'm not missing much with episode 2.
No.
It's just all space politics.
Yeah, the 3 prequels, 1, 2, and 3. I don't think you really need to see any of them. I don't.
3's the best of the worst.
Yeah, absolutely. But like 4, 5, and 6, there's something really special about them. Like the practical effects are really nice.
Yeah.
And the costumes and everything.
Do you remember like watching them with your dad or your parents?
I'm trying to remember my first time watching them.
Because I remember that's like...
I really don't. I don't remember. I think it was with my dad.
I remember it must have been like probably 2004. Because that's when we had got the addition on our house, and I remember watching it, and we had just installed some surround sound speakers with my dad's. He used to have the setup, and then he sold it. Sorry,
Dad,
why didn't you give me your cool speakers? You gave me your cool 5-track and other audio setup, so thank you. And countless knowledge of IT stuff. But like I remember watching the first 2 Star Wars movies, being episode 4 and 5, specifically Empire Strikes Back, with my dad, and like on VHS.
Yeah.
Like in the family room, it was either really late at night or really early in the morning. Like that's when you'd come downstairs, dad would be on the couch, and he's watching like I don't know, something.
Yeah.
You know, Ghostbusters. It could be anything. And like that's where I would watch most of my early movies. And I remember specifically watching all 3 Indiana Jones with him. And like that was something that like son, you need to see this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, Indiana Jones is. I have some good memories with Indiana Jones too.
Yeah, I love Harrison Ford.
I do too. He's a fantastic actor. And what was he in? Wasn't he in the? He was in the Blade Runner remake, wasn't he?
I don't know. I haven't seen
it. I don't know if it was a cameo. I haven't seen it either.
Please do not spoil.
No, I haven't seen it either. We should watch that together.
We should, yeah.
I don't
talk about it just like we talked about Akira. Oh, speaking of
Akira, we have to correct ourselves because we recorded episode 3 pretty late at night, and the ending song on the credits. I think we said it was Akira Tetsuo, but
it's Kaneda
Tetsuo.
So very sorry to anyone
for those of
really
you
pissed off.
Yeah, we apologize, but we have seen the error in our ways. It's funny because we just finished the movie and then we recorded that and we already had it wrong.
Now, do you remember, speaking of like movie songs, movie outro songs and stuff, I remember, does Ben 10 ring a bell to you? Hard Shift.
Oh my god.
I remember getting my first MP3 player.
Yeah.
This was even before I had an iPod Nano, like the second one from, I think it's 2005.
Yeah.
But I had this very like, it was a circle that had like a little, like, think of a lowercase a and then extrude it. You use CAD.
Yeah.
Extrude that letter, and that's the shape of the MP3 player that I had. It was probably Sony. It was probably some type of Walkman.
Yeah.
Who were celebrating their 40th anniversary. Really, really cool. I love Sony. I love Sony products. But I had that, and I remember going on CartoonNetwork.com.
Oh my god.
And downloading the original Ben 10 theme song. And like, I had the weirdest mix match. Because at that point, you know, I'm like 8 or something?
Yeah.
No, I was probably 7 or 8. And I'm listening to the Ben 10 theme song. I'm listening to Stevie Wonder's greatest hits. I'm listening to either Chicago or Earth, Wind & Fire. Maybe Led Zeppelin.
That's some good stuff right there.
Like, this is all stuff that my dad was into. So,
yeah.
like, that's all my music taste or preference was at that time. Maybe some Final Fantasy music. I don't know. That wasn't really until middle school that I got into Final Fantasy.
Okay.
And I had my PSP.
Yeah.
My favorite console of all time.
I thought it was the Vita.
No, I think the PSP is my favorite console.
Wow.
I don't think I know. It has all my favorite games on it. My favorite video game, Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII. The prequel to Final Fantasy VII.
I haven't played.
I could pick that up right now and play the whole thing. The story's great. It's on PSP. You will know nothing that's going on.
No, probably not.
It tells the origin story of the Buster Sword.
Really?
That I have right behind me.
Yeah.
I made a full-scale Buster Sword out of poplar when I was a freshman. Like, some people made chairs and stuff. I'm like, nah, I'm making a sword. Yeah. And I had to convince my shop teacher to let me do it. He was like, no, you know you're making a sword for your final project. And then I just started making it. And he's like, well, I guess there's nothing I can do at this point.
I just started doing it, and he couldn't fight me then.
Yeah. No, I had the sword at that point. So if he wanted to fight me, I'd win.
But really, though, if you tried to swing that thing, it'd break.
Yeah. Did you have an MP3 player? What was your first music listening device?
I did not have an MP3 player or anything. I think my first music listening device was an iPod Touch, which
really,
yeah, it was gold. It had like a gold back plate to it.
Okay.
And my parents got that for me for, I think, a birthday, if I'm not mistaken, because my sister had a phone already at the time for a long time. And they're like, okay, we're going to get you something, but it's an iPod. But I love that thing. I love that thing a lot. I had a lot of music on there. And that was the first one. And then from there, I got a cell phone like 3 years later, something like that. I didn't have a cell phone until I was like 15 or 16, like I said before. Okay. But the iPod is what I had until then.
Probably saved you from a lot of social media stuff that really messes kids up today.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad that I didn't have...
I'm so glad that I had no social media until I was like 15.
Yeah, because...
Like, imagine pictures of me from like when I was 9 or 10.
No.
Yeah, I don't want those on the internet. I barely want them in general.
Yeah, I can't. I'm so glad that my parents didn't have me on social media or didn't give me technology that.
Were you like, because I remember I don't know if I was forbidden from having like a Facebook or anything. I didn't have MySpace or anything like that.
Okay.
PlayStation Network that was my first true experience online talking to people, and that was in 2011.
Yeah.
And I would play like Burnout Paradise or Little Big Planet.
Yeah.
And trophies, yo! I'm a pretty big trophy hunter on PlayStation.
Of course you are.
I have 32 platinum trophies.
Oh, of course you do. I
have the platinum for Katamari Forever, which took me so long. That was the hardest platinum I've ever got.
What you were telling me the requirements for it, and they're kind of crazy.
So you have to get every single item, and there's no. You've played Katamari, right?
Yeah.
So you roll up a bunch of things. So you have to roll up every single item that they programmed into the game. And like sometimes there's one on only when you're a specific size in only one level. There's no chart that tells you like, oh, you got these items from this level. So and this is one of the first games to get PlayStation trophies. I actually used Mystic Ryan's guide. He's one of my favorite PlayStation YouTubers. I've talked to him on Twitter a little bit. I told him that I was using his guide, and I actually asked him for help. Because, again, this is 2009 when PlayStation Network and trophies were introduced.
Yeah. So it's kind of a new thing.
Yeah, so the trophy list, in my opinion, is really weird. Like, you have to... That game doesn't tell you much, but I miss when games didn't handhold you.
You gotta work for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate games today, and I know a lot of people say this, but I hate games today that, like, when you start the game, you get an achievement. Like, you open the game. There you go.
I love that. Give me more trophies.
No, you didn't do anything. All you did was open the game.
Bronze trophies aren't worth anything. Come on. Look at my trophy ratio, guys. It's good. Equal, like, come on. I have, like, 300 gold trophies and, like, 4,000 bronze. Name someone else who has that ratio that doesn't just have, like, a trophy level of 30, but their bronze trophies are, like, 15,000. I'm level 23, 22. Trophy. Okay, so
I know this
in the debate of achievements versus trophies. Yes, achievements were first, but I think the addition of the platinum trophy, when you get every single other trophy in the game and then you get the platinum, that it's so much cooler, in my opinion. As opposed to just a number that you get with achievements.
Yeah, I don't don't care about achievements or trophies. I just kind of play games to play games.
Honestly, I kind of hate how there's a lot of times when I go to play a game that I'm like these trophies are too hard. Or if I want to play like an old game, I'm like, it doesn't have trophies. Like, I'm not really contributing to my overall trophy score, and I like don't want to play it as much.
Really?
But if it has trophies, I'm like, I can do it.
I can't believe. See, I
it's horrible. I really wish that I didn't have that problem.
I never had any interest in achievements or trophies. It's just like
it prevents me from playing games. It really does.
That's crazy.
I hate that I do it, and I totally do it. Well, that's like, I bought the Devil May Cry trilogy, and it's like, basically, if I owned a game on PS2, but I could buy it again to get trophies on it,
you would?
I wouldn't have.
Oh my god, that's crazy. I've never heard of anyone not playing a game because it didn't have trophies.
Welcome to my sad life. My Twitter @ is Vita's last fan. You don't think I'm the hardcorest PlayStation fanboy there is?
Yeah, I was never. It was like getting achievement on Xbox. It just kind of happened, and I'm like, oh, that's neat. I couldn't care less.
Yeah,
it's
back with old video games. I mean, it was like try to 100% the game or try to collect everything.
Yeah,
try to catch every Pokemon.
That's not like.
I actually never did that as a kid.
I
only caught the ones I liked.
Yeah. My first time playing my first Pokemon game was Leaf Green.
Okay.
And I played that on my cousin gave me his Nintendo DS as a hand-me-down for Christmas one year.
Yeah.
And I loved that. I played Leaf Green nonstop, and I don't think I knew how to save the game, so I just kind of I left it running.
So many times I would do that.
But I played it to completion and then continued playing it, even though there's no real end game other than catching all the Pokemon. So I would catch.
So you left your Game Boy?
Yeah, it was a DS. I left it just plugged in, and I just left it there.
Make me feel old.
For so long.
Oh yeah.
And then I finally figured out how to save, and it was my mind was blown. I'm like,
oh yeah, totally.
You can do that?
Yeah, well, that's like, honestly, I think that's why I have such a close connection to some of those early childhood games, because like there was no at least sense of completion in that you could come back to it or that you could save your progression. It was always like, I'm playing this to have fun.
Yeah.
I'm not playing this to beat it. I'm not playing this to move on to something else.
Yeah.
I'm simply playing a video game because it's fun.
Yeah.
And I don't do that anymore.
I think that's like, something that you should kind of try and get back to, because that's what makes games fun.
I know, and it's like, honestly, I play things now because I feel like I have to.
You don't.
It's like, yeah, I gotta know what. Like, I really want to play Days Gone, even though I don't really have that much of an interest in it. But it's like a Sony first-party AAA game.
Yeah.
And it's made by a studio, and the game's probably really good. I don't know. There has to be ulterior motives for me to want to play a game.
That's interesting. Especially like that kind of goes hand in hand with the trophies too.
Yeah.
There's another motive.
Arcade games are kind of the same thing where like I go to this one place, it's called Barcade in Philly, in Fishtown, and yeah, you can get drinks and stuff. It's a bar, but it has a bunch of arcade machines in it. My favorite arcade game being Tetris, but like even when I play that, I gotta get the high score. I don't know. Maybe it's like a rivalry, challenging nature that I have. I don't know.
Beating your friends for a high score is always kind
of.
But
I'm
fun.
not competing with anyone else that I can like that I
is it
know
just
that I can see.
Previous scoreboard.
I'm 100% better than Tetris than any of my friends. Not one of my friends is better than Tetris at me.
Michael is very modest.
I'm good at Tetris. I'm very good at Tetris.
You're getting very adamant about how good you are at Tetris.
Because I'm good at Tetris. I'm not lying. Okay.
I know you're good at Tetris. I've watched you play.
Yeah. That's like the one game that I'm not that good at DDR.
You love DDR, though.
I love DDR.
Michael's a rhythm game.
That's some old technology.
It is.
From our childhood. You ever play DDR on your PS2 or PS1 with a mat?
No.
It's trash, but I did it.
I didn't grow up with, like, I still to this day I've never done DDR because there was never an arcade anywhere near me.
We gotta go to round one.
Out in the boonies.
Next time we record, we'll go to round one and we'll give a review of it in the beginning of the episode.
I mean, that sounds like a great time.
It's so fun.
Out in the boonies, there are no arcades. There's nothing for kids.
It's in round one's in like Exton.
I don't know where that is.
It's like 45 minutes from where we are right now.
You just outed us.
No, I didn't say where I live. I just gave a general vicinity. They don't know if it's north, south, east, or west.
He outed us.
Yeah, we live in the suburbs of Philly. Like,
Dickhead.
well, I do. So it's like, it's whatever.
Can I talk about Pokemon a little more?
Yeah, which one do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about. Have you played Soul Silver? You haven't, right?
No, I have not.
Okay. Well, I want to talk about Soul Silver a little bit, and then I also want to talk.
You can talk about it. You can spoil it for me. Like, there's not really anything to spoil.
I mean,
like, I know the Elite Four soundtrack. Like, I know every song in that game. Like,
I just want to talk about my experience with it because
please do.
Soul Silver holds a very special place in my heart, and I got it. My mom bought it for me for my birthday, and it's one of those Pokemon games that like has not lost value. And if anything, it's worth a lot of money in box.
Pokemon games don't really ever lose value. It's weird.
Yeah. But Soul Silver is very expensive in box, and my mom got it for me for my birthday, and it was really special.
Did you get the one with the Pokewalker?
No, I didn't, but I really wanted it.
There's so much sorrow in Tom's face when I asked that. He's like, no, I didn't.
But regardless, I still had Soul Silver, and I played it on my DS that my cousin handed me down.
DS Lite or original DS?
It was original.
Or DSi if you were a rich kid.
It was original. It was the old one, the old silver one. But my mom threw that away recently. When I moved to college, she threw it away. She's like, "You have a new DS," and I'm like, "But the old one is special."
Why would you do that? I would like to think that my parents would never do that.
She was cleaning out my room, and she was like, "Oh, this thing must be like broken. He bought a new one," and I just bought a new one because
no, that's just Nintendo's horrible thing. They're like, "Oh, let's have the Wii. Oh, Wii U."
Yeah.
No one knows the difference between the two.
Yeah. No.
That's not, in the scene.
I was very
sad. If you
sad.
had a Wii U, I'm sorry. I had one. I had a great time with it.
But
then they replaced it.
Yeah. Anyway, I played it on that original DS, and we were on vacation somewhere, and we were gone for like 2 weeks, and I was so happy I had Soul Silver because I hate warm weather. I hate tropical weather, and we were somewhere that was very warm and tropical for 2 weeks, and I was just like, I'm gonna not go to the beach.
You poor baby.
I'm not a beach.
You went on vacation.
I'm sorry. I don't like warm weather. I don't have a good time in warm weather. I'm a sweaty boy.
We're both sweaty boys.
We're both sweaty boys. So I just don't have a good time in warm weather. So I started it on the plane. I started playing Soul Silver on the plane, and I finished it by the end of the 2 weeks, and I remember just like grinding so hard, getting to the Elite Four, catching Mewtwo. Pokemon games, the old Pokemon games, catching legendaries and catching Pokemon was the challenge. Catching Mewtwo was the challenge of the game. That's what you had to work up to, and it took like hours and a lot of Dusk Balls to catch Mewtwo. The grind is what I love so much about
games
it.
are harder back in the day, but I think it's more like games didn't tell you what to do.
Yeah.
You didn't have to figure it out.
What I didn't like about Let's Go is that, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
I think that you have to approach that game for what it is, though.
Yeah, you can't look at that and compare it to older Pokemon games because it's not traditionally a Pokemon game. It's very different. What I didn't like is that you don't battle wild Pokemon, you just catch them.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the whole gimmick of the game, though.
Yeah, it is, and that's what it is. But my favorite thing about Soul Silver was that challenge, catching Mewtwo. It was so difficult, I remember. But it's what was kind of exciting about it, And when I finally caught him, I was like, that's it. Game's over. I did it.
He popped it out and cracked it over his name, man.
Yeah.
You didn't actually do that.
No, I didn't. And then I went to fight Silver. Or not Silver. I went to fight Red on Mount Silver. And that was a good time. That was a really good memory I have. Do you have any similar memories with Pokemon?
I think that something that rings a bell for me from what you said was video games that I associate with certain vacations or certain car ride trips.
Yes.
I think Pokemon Ruby, Emerald, Diamond, and Pearl are all those games are very much games that I played on car rides and vacations. I think my parents know every Generation 3 Pokemon song and Pokemon Cry because I forced them to listen to it in our minivan. But Frogger was one of those games that I associate with vacation.
Yeah.
I associate a lot of music with vacation too. Like there's some future funk stuff that I really associate with my one cousin's graduation from Elon.
Music is
powerful. Video game music is powerful too.
It is. It really is. I was just gonna say, in Soul Silver, Soul Silver is like one of my favorite games. I'm sorry, I keep talking about it.
That's fine. Emerald's one of my favorite video games.
It's fantastic. It was such a good time. But catching Lugia, like the music,
that's a good
is phenomenal. It's really, really good, and that's very nostalgic. That's goosebump music right there.
Which generation has your favorite like regular wild encounter battle theme? For me, it has to be Generation 3 because of that's my Pokemon game.
That's a really tough question.
Generation 4 has a good one too.
Generation 4 is really good, yeah. For me, it's either I just because of how nostalgic Gen 2 is for me.
Gen 2 is like the fan favorite Pokemon game, right?
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean 1 and 2.
1 and 2, yeah.
3's better, but it's fine.
Bruh.
It's just because I grew up with that one. That's why.
No, 3 is fantastic. And when they remade Ruby and Sapphire,
Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire,
fantastic games.
I bought a 3DS to play that game.
I did too.
I'm like, yo, I'm done with Nintendo, and then they're like, hey, remember this? I do remember that, man. I'll play that again.
Yeah, when they released that on the 3DS, I was like, I'm saving my money. I'm buying a 3DS, and I'm getting this game.
Yeah. Oh my god, I bought that. I also might have been senior year of high school is when I played that.
I can't remember when I got it, but I had a fantastic time. I got Ruby. What'd you get?
I was like, come on, who gets Sapphire? Nerds.
No one.
Nerds get Sapphire. Red's better than blue. Come on.
Well, it's freaking Primal Groudon.
It's just because I had Ruby.
It was awesome.
I actually had all 3 at one point, and then I lost Sapphire.
I really
stupid.
I really liked Primal Groudon and Kyogre because they have different abilities than normal.
Yeah.
Primal Groudon has the Desolate Land, which makes water type attacks useless, which makes him so much more useful. Makes him so much better.
Well, because then he's not doubly weak.
Yeah. He's a lot more viable.
Okay.
I was huge into Pokemon. I'm nerding out now.
I mean, we continued our friendship because of Pokemon Go. So
yeah, we did.
We're big Pokemon fans.
Do you want to talk about Pokemon Go a little bit?
I don't think that really fits the kind of theme that this episode is about.
That's kind of a newer experience, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, going back to, do you remember the first video game console that you bought yourself, or have you bought any of them yourself?
Most of mine have been gifts, like the DS from my cousin, the N64 from my uncle.
Yeah.
I think my Xbox. Yeah, that was a gift. My PS4 was also a gift for Christmas.
Thank you, parents.
Yeah.
Thank you, parents, so much.
Thank you, Mom and Dad. You're awesome. I think I bought my Xbox One myself, and I bought my Nintendo 3DS myself too.
I was just gonna say, the only reason I asked that is, I remember I worked an entire summer at our local pool, taking people's cards so that I could buy a PS4 the day it came out.
And did you?
Yeah, I did. And I remember the satisfying feeling that's like, this is like, I earned every dollar to buy this thing.
You worked
and
for
it is mine.
Yeah.
Like, no sharing. This thing's mine. And I think, like, that sense of ownership and, like, hard work that's paid off makes that console, like, twice as important to me.
You'll have 10 times more fun playing that first game on it.
Oh, yeah. Even though... Actually, PS4 didn't have the worst launch. But that's for another time. But, like, again, I searched, like, a lot of gifts. We got video game consoles and, like, tech like that. Like, those were our big gifts.
Yeah.
Like, I associate, like, one Christmas with, like, that's the Christmas I got the Wii.
Yes.
Or that's the Christmas I got the PlayStation 2. I actually think I got the PlayStation 2 for my birthday. The original fat one, and then I got a slim.
Mm-hmm.
After my dad he sold like a Tiger Woods game and like a pro bass fishing game, and then traded the old one in, and we got the slim.
Yeah.
Still, I need to get a fat PS2.
Just for your collection.
Oh, 100%. I have 3 PlayStation. Here's a fun fact about the PlayStation 1.
Tell me this thing.
I believe there are like 15 different versions of the PlayStation 1 because what Sony was doing was flipping out what different audio out or panels or switches and stuff.
Right, you're telling me about that at the one at the game.
Yeah, because it was doing well, and they were trying to figure out a way to cut costs.
Yeah.
So I mean, they have the slim version that is actually called PlayStation 1. The first PlayStation is just called PlayStation.
Right.
I even have that little like flip up TV for it that's licensed by Sony. I mean, it's made by Sony. It's so cool. It's a very cool nostalgic thing that I have.
My foot fell asleep.
But yeah.
It's horrible.
It's cool. One day I'd like to own every single version of the PlayStation 1 and maybe have like a dev kit PlayStation 1 too.
Just for your collection.
I love PlayStation.
Michael is a collector for sure. I collect
Collector's
some things.
A really nice way of saying hoarder.
Yeah. I'm trying to be nice. You have a cool collection though.
I have a weird collection.
I collect some things. I don't collect game consoles because game consoles are expensive.
Yeah, but again, the consoles that I actually bought myself, 100% myself, I bought the PS4 and then bought the PS4, I bought my 3DS, I bought my second Vita, I bought my Switch.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I also bought my Switch. That's another one.
There you go.
Yeah. I remember... this isn't really a nostalgic, like, old game kind of thing, but when little Switch story. When Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee came out, I was like, I really want to play them. I really want to get a Switch so that I can play them. And, like, the new Pokemon games are obviously going to come out on
Sword and Shield.
Switch. Yep, Sword and Shield. We can talk about that. We can make a whole episode talk about Pokemon. I think that's pretty nostalgic. We'll talk about Sword and Shield and our
when it comes out, we'll probably talk about it, yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, absolutely. I would love that. I'm a big Pokemon nerd.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, when Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee were coming out, I wanted to buy a Switch, and I'm like, all right, if we get a snow day tomorrow, I'm buying a Switch.
Oh!
And I got a snow day, and I'm like, I gotta drive in the snow to get a Switch. I don't know why I decided to do that, you know what I mean?
Do you have any other snow day, like, video game remembrances or anything like that?
No, not really.
I forget. It was when I was still in middle school, so it's like 2010, 2009. I remember that's when we had like a week off. It was so bad.
Yeah.
And I played Ratchet and Clank 1, 2, and 3. Like I played all of them to completion, like got every weapon, like upgraded all the weapons to... You never played Ratchet and Clank?
I have.
Oh my god. One of my favorite video game series.
I had a PlayStation 2, believe it or not. That was...
What's your favorite Ratchet and Clank of the... We'll include Deadlock too.
Brother, I played them. I didn't collect them.
2 and 3 are my favorite. I would say... Crack in Time is my favorite on the PS3. Tools of Destruction is really good. That's one that I always wind up playing again.
It was very long. It was like...
I love Ratchet and Clank.
It was a long time ago. I wish I could remember.
That's nostalgic. That soundtrack's really good.
It is.
You play the Blackwater City theme for me? Boy, I'm into it. Play Polaris theme? I'm into it.
I got that PlayStation 2 from a friend in school in like 8th grade, I want to say.
Okay.
And he was just like, "Hey, I'm getting a PS3. Do you want a PS2?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure."
Oh, what a good friend.
Yeah. I haven't talked to him like since then.
It's okay. He did his job.
He did his job. He paid off. He was a cool guy. Yeah, he gave it to me, and he gave me Ratchet and Clank. I don't remember which one. And a Transformers game. And I remember. Do you remember the Scholastic book fair.
Oh my
at
god.
school.
Yeah. I found some of my cheat codes books the other day.
Yeah, I was just gonna talk about cheat code books.
Yeah. That's why you got. There was a great video on the Scholastic Book Fair by Nakey Jakey.
Yes.
That you should 100% watch.
Go watch after
Nakey
this.
Jakey is one of my favorite YouTubers.
He's hilarious. He's
so funny. Honestly, his video on DDR is what kind of got me back into it. That and Virtual Self.
Yeah.
Not got me back into it. Got me into it.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Scholastic Book Fair. What are your memories with it?
I think a lot of people have good memories with Scholastic Book Fair. Got you out of class, and also the cheat code books.
Yeah, and then you could beg your parents.
Yeah,
hey, I want to get the book, even though it's a Pokemon sticker book.
I did beg my parents, and they gave me some money to buy this cheat code book. And
did you use any of them?
I did.
Right, you had Xbox, so you could cheat on it.
No. It was on PS2.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There was cheat codes for the Transformers game, and it was in the cheat code book, and I'm like, this is fantastic.
Oh my god.
This was in a time before like
the internet.
Look, it wasn't before the internet. It was before like
before you had access.
It was readily accessible, so looking at a book was actually like a viable option.
Yeah, those books would not sell today.
No, absolutely
cheat
not.
codes really aren't a thing anymore today.
No, not at all. But there was like an unlimited ammo and unlimited health cheat code, and I would just use that all the time, and it was just...
Wait, for which game?
For the Transformers, game. And it was really fun. Good times.
Oh my god. I don't really remember using any cheat codes for the books. I think I was just interested in like what... It's a video game book, so I had to buy it. I think that's pretty much what it was.
Really?
And it was like my parents would give me money to buy books. I'm not gonna read a book. I want a cheat code book.
Boy, I ain't gonna read a book. I'm gonna play.
You get like the cheat code book or some Pokemon book. I bought a couple Pokemon books.
A Pokemon sticker book.
You know what I actually really vividly remember?
What?
They used to have... I think I still have some in that one drawer over there. They had these bookmarkers that were advertisements for... They would never do this today. They were advertisements for Pokemon DX and Pokemon Emerald.
Really?
They were these like holographic bookmarkers that had a different starter image on all of them.
That's
and
really
I would
cool.
go to the library to check out books to collect all of them. I have to find them. That is so cool.
You got to show those to me, dude.
They're definitely in that drawer right there. Or they're in the bottom.
They're a promotional for DX. Does anyone remember DX?
That's the one with the dark Pokemon and Shadow, right?
Yeah.
What's the actual title of
Gale of Darkness?
Yeah, okay.
I don't think a lot of people register that as a Pokemon game. I didn't find out about it until like...
You have to be our age to remember that.
I think you do.
It's a GameCube game.
Yeah.
Nintendo worst console.
Yeah. I played a Metroid game on the GameCube.
Get so much hate for that.
I played a Metroid game on the GameCube, and I had a really good time with it. That's all I remember about GameCube.
Is it like the first Metroid Prime?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
I don't know.
It was a long time ago.
I'm sorry, I'm not that... I mean, I'm a Nintendo fan, but I'm not like a hardcore Nintendo fan.
You know, my friend Aiden has a GameCube. I'll ask him. Maybe he has it.
I have a GameCube. I think I have every Nintendo. I don't have a Super Nintendo. That's the only one I don't have.
Well, quit calling yourself a true fan because you're a loser.
I just said I wasn't a hardcore Nintendo fan.
Oh.
I'm a very big Pokemon fan.
And a very big Sony fan.
We have addressed that.
We have addressed that.
My Ads Vita's last fan. Come on.
Yeah. I'm a huge Pokemon fan.
This video just turned
into Pokemon.
This episode turned into we talk about Pokemon in our childhood.
Can we make an episode just talking about Pokemon sometime?
I think we should make an episode where we go through. I mean, let us know if you want to hear us talk about Pokemon and which one and like what aspects.
Yeah. But
I would like to go through, like maybe name some of our favorite Pokemon of each game.
Yes.
What our favorite game is.
I hold Pokemon very close to my heart.
Pokemon has had a large influence on both of our lives.
Yeah,
so
it's very special.
Yeah.
Definitely something that I think we could talk about at length.
I want to get back to our topic a little bit.
Yes, we kind of went off.
So what is your favorite childhood technology that you had?
It'd have to be that DS.
The DS.
The DS from my cousin. Because I have so many good memories playing Pokemon on there. And just like, it's very nostalgic for me. I wish I still had it. I wish Mom didn't throw it away.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
What about you?
I'm trying to think. Immediately, my head goes to my Game Boy Advance SP, but I don't think that's it.
Yeah. But like, that DS kind of was an introduction into video games, and I think video games have definitely been very impactful.
Okay, yeah.
Me, you know?
Oh, definitely. Is the PS3 too recent to call my most influential childhood thing?
No, absolutely not.
I love the PS3.
Yeah, PS3 was a fantastic console. I'm an Xbox boy, and I'll say it was a fantastic console.
Yeah. Not to say that the Xboxes are bad, but I grew up with Sony.
To each his own.
There we go. Agree to disagree.
Yeah.
I would say the PS3 is my most influential childhood thing. I got the PS3 when I was still a tween. Wait, no, how old was I in 2011?
I don't know.
I was 15.
I didn't know you in 2011.
Really? I only had the PS3 for like 3 or 4 years before. No, I got it in 2010, and then the PS4 came out 3 years later. Wow, I played that many PS3 games in that little time.
Interesting.
I still feel like I had it longer.
Yeah, it's like that. I feel like I've had.
I was 14. Yeah.
I feel like I had my Xbox 360 for a long time, but it really wasn't that long before, like between when I had the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One came out.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that long of a time, maybe like a couple years.
Yeah. Oh, I was just about to give you a story about snow days.
Snow days.
So, I remember specifically when I got Little Big Planet 2.
Yeah.
January 18th.
You remember the date?
2012.
Wow.
Yep. Because I was waiting. That was like my most anticipated game. And Little Big Planet 2 is one of the reasons I got into design. And then I started realizing that, wow, I really love to create.
Right.
Like, to do it in this 3D
format,
digital type way, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when you get down to the nitty gritty, Little Big Planet 2 gives you like basic programming, and like very basic 3D.
I've never played it.
If you haven't played Little Big Planet, we'll do an episode on Little Big Planet 2.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite video games. I could jump back into that at any time. But I remember getting it because the day that it came out, we had a snow day.
Right.
And I was praying. I had pre-ordered the collector's edition that's right above your head right now.
Yeah.
And my grandfather, rest in peace, love you, Pop. He was like, "It's a snow day. I know how much you want this game." Like,
Did he take you to get it?
I went every single Wednesday with my grandfather to this store. It was a retro video game store. It doesn't exist anymore. It wasn't GameStop. I would go because my grandmother would go out with her friends.
Yeah.
And then my mom would work late night as a nurse.
Yeah.
And then my sister would be at dance practice. So me and my grandfather were just left alone to fend for ourselves every Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we would go out to eat, and he would take me to Play and Trade.
That's awesome.
And a lot of the time I would get a Game Boy game, or I'd get something, or we would go there for an hour just to chat with the people, and I would look at video games because this store specifically would let you. They had a bunch of like TVs set up with just random consoles all the time, and you could be like, "Hey, can you pop this in so I can see if I like it?" And then
that's
I'll buy
awesome.
It. Yeah, and I played a lot of video games that way.
Yeah.
It's actually where I met my best friend.
Yeah.
This is where I met Toast.
Yeah. Toast. Shout out to Toast.
Shout out to Toast. We'll have you on soon, Toast. I won't say his real name, even though I never call him his real name. He's just Toast.
I'm trying to remember his
Do you legitimately know his first name?
I know you told it to me, but all I've ever called him was Toast.
Yeah. So my grandfather and me would go. We would go there all the time.
Yeah.
I went there every Wednesday for years until it closed. That's actually where I bought my PS4. And that's really when I started video game collecting. But anyway, my grandfather would sit there.
Yeah.
He'd sit there for an hour while I would either talk to Toast, talk to the video game owners. They knew me so well. I bought all my stuff from there. I was super loyal. Never go to GameStop, man. Pre-ordered everything there.
Didn't they close just recently?
They closed in 2013.
I remember you telling me about it, though.
That video game store is a very, very important part of my childhood. And honestly, a relationship with my grandfather.
Yeah.
My grandfather was one of the biggest influences on my life.
Yeah, I mean,
I love him very much. He passed away 2 years ago.
What an awesome guy for like go to the game store with you. That's pretty awesome. My grandfather.
I give my grandfather a lot of credit because I'm sure he could have cared less about that.
Yeah.
And honestly, he just wanted to spend time with me, and I wanted to spend time with him too. And we do a lot of things together.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time with my grandparents.
I mean, that's a nice. That's a really nice memory, I guess, to have of your grandfather. You know.
He bought me some one bad thing. But anyway, so he drove me there on this snow day.
Yeah.
Where like the roads are closed. It's do not go outside.
Yeah.
We're in the car that I drive now is my grandfather's car.
Yeah.
We're in that my Ford Fusion. And we're driving. It's only a couple blocks away, but like the snow is no joke, like 3 feet.
Yeah.
And we're driving there, and they're not open. Sean knows. I guess this store's closed.
Yeah.
I can say his name. He knew how much I wanted this game. He opened the store.
Oh my god.
Just so I could get my collector's edition, and then closed.
That's incredible.
Actually, he also gave Wiggs it too.
Wiggs is toast.
Yeah. Actually, I'll bleep his name out.
Okay.
No, I won't. He's gonna be on the show.
That's incredible.
Love you, Wiggs. Love you, Toast. They're the same person. But yeah, he opened just for me, and my grandfather, you know, not only obviously did he pay for the game,
Yeah.
he drove me to do it on my day off, and I remember playing it the whole day on my snow day, and it was awesome. It was perfect. The stars couldn't have aligned better.
Yeah.
I actually got to physically get the game, and I was off, and I think it was a Friday too.
Oh my god.
So
Long weekend.
I just got the game, and yes, it probably came out on a Tuesday actually.
That is an awesome story. I like that. That's a sweet story.
Definitely.
Yeah. I
So
think that's a good one to wrap it up on, right?
yeah, I was gonna say. So this has been episode 4 of Thoughts,
Yeah. It's a little longer than the other ones, but I think that's all right.
where we talked about some old technology that we used to use, and really about our love of Pokemon.
Yeah. This has just been a nostalgic
Yeah.
hour for us.
Yeah.
I-
Old technology, Pokemon, and nostalgia.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about Pokemon some more in another episode.
Yeah, let us know what you. So this is the end of our wave 1. So, hopefully some people
see
listen
it.
to these episodes. Let us know what you want to hear us talk about. I think we're very open, and it can be video game related. It can be obviously design and creative related.
Yeah,
If you want to hear me or Tom talk about lighting or cosplay, or any maker thing really in general,
we'd be happy to
you want to
answer
hear more about
questions or
Company
anything.
X?
Company X.
God, that's gonna be such a hard episode to edit.
We haven't talked about Trap God.
We're not gonna talk about Trap God.
Not today.
No, I hated that guy. He's stupid.
That's a story for another day.
I told Boss One about Trap God.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, I don't think he thought it was funny. I think he just thought it was stupid."
We'll talk about that another day.
Yeah, we'll talk about that another day. But thank you for listening to Thoughts.
Yes, thank you so much.
We'll see you later, guys.
See ya.